What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and some interesting new news coming out in various suits naming AB after the on-set incident a few weeks ago. Some interesting new law speak around how the event actually came to happen, including one of them accusing him of choosing to play Russian roulette, making different choices that the script didn't even call for. We all know that there's going to be a deluge of lawsuits from people, and it's hilarious because AB is such a terrible human, but at the end of the day, someone still lost their life, so it's not exactly that funny. AB intentionally, this is what the suit claims, fired. He chose to play Russian roulette with a loaded device in violation of the script. So I don't know if what they're saying, I mean, what they're saying must be that the script didn't call for any kind of action there, like pulling of the trigger, but Alec apparently wanted to. I don't know why he would want to do that, but you know, that's him. That's what the lawsuit will have to find out. So a new suit filed Wednesday over the incident on set of AB's film Rust that names the star and producer as a defendant. In the suit filed by script supervisor Mamie Mitchell, AB is accused of failing to follow the script's direction by actually firing when it wasn't called for. The onset incident, of course, cost the life of Helena Hutchins while wounding director Joel Souza. Mitchell, who is being represented by powerhouse Hollywood attorney Gloria Allred, is suing because she was also injured during the incident. Let's be honest, all of these people are just grabbing for cash. Anybody outside of Helena's direct family who is interested in suing, I guess, suppose the director probably too is also injured. But here's what's interesting from the actual filing. The events that led to the incident by AB, what constituted intentional acts and or omissions without any just cause or excuse on AB's part or the producer of the film. AB chose to play Russian roulette with a loaded prop without checking it and having the armorer do so. His behavior and that of the producers on the film were intentional acts and or omissions without any just cause or excuse, with another utter disregard of the consequence of said acts or omissions. The fact that live ammo was allowed on the set, that the props and ammo were left unattended, that the prop in question was handed to AB by the assistant director, who also had no business doing so, the fact that safety bulletins were not promulgated or ignored, coupled with the facts that the scene in question did not call for this prop to be fired at all, makes the case where the injury was much more than just a possibility. It was a likely result. Essentially, you know, I think any of these suits that are claiming, what's the word for it? Like recklessness and stuff like that. I think they could probably make that case because there's clearly a lot, and there's other articles here about the film crew that we just found out too. It also says, when the morning filming was completed, everyone broke for lunch. At that time, the plaintiff, Hutchins and Souza, met and spoke together in order to confirm what filming would take place after the break. It was discussed that there would be 3 tight camera shots when filming resumed. One camera was focused on AB's eyes, one was focused on a stain on the defendant's shoulder, and the third would focus on AB's torso. As he reached his hand down to the holster and removed the prop, there was nothing in the script about the gun actually being discharged. So what they're saying is the script didn't call for him to pull the trigger, and he did anyway. The suit also says that safety protocols were violated in the immediate moments leading up to the event, and that such violations were also deliberate decisions made by AB and assistant director Dave Halls. Live ammo was allowed on the set despite the fact that live ammo is never to be used nor brought onto any studio lot or stage, the complaint goes on. AB intentionally, without just cause or excuse, used the prop even though the upcoming scene to be filmed did not call for it, did not call for the loading and or firing of it. AB intentionally, without just cause or excuse, fired the prop towards the individuals, including the plaintiffs. The suit claims that AB flouted well-known safety rules when he chose to fire the prop. AB should have assumed that the prop in question was loaded unless it was demonstrated to him or checked by him that it was not. That's fair to say. He had no right to rely upon some alleged statement by the assistant director that it was cold. AB cannot hide behind the assistant director to attempt to excuse the fact that he did not check it himself. That's also probably true. This is actually convincing me that this is a better suit than maybe perhaps otherwise thought. Plaintiff informed and believes and thereon alleges that the defendant producers intended to cut through what was considered derisively as red tape common in Hollywood-based productions by running some of the filmmaking's apparatus out of Georgia and New Mexico. The complaint alleges that as part of cost-cutting measures taken to produce the film within the low-budget mold, defendants' producers intentionally failed to hire experienced crew members to manage and handle the numerous props that were to be used in the film, and outlaw Western-themed film that was known to involve the use of numerous props, considered an ultra-hazardous activity throughout the filming. As a result, this looks pretty bad. This looks pretty bad for AB, and it couldn't have happened to a worse person. You see here at New York Post covering that he intentionally pulled the script supervisor's suit alleges. I mean, sure, lots of lawsuits involve a press picture holding the lawsuit with a lawyer who also only cares about the press or cares about getting time in front of cameras and holding press conferences. This is just literally a cash grab for everyone involved, outside of the two that were, directly hurt by it. But I can't see why maybe this won't win. The script supervisor who also called 911 is suing him. But, he's making sure he's talking about politics on Twitter. That's what AB does. What's interesting to me is I don't know what kind of money he has, but it's not going to be enough because he's going to get sued from several people over this. I don't know if insurance, maybe he has some sort of insurance that would cover this. I don't know. But he certainly is going to have some level of reckoning here. Deadline covering it. The 29-page filing in LA Superior Court names star producer AB, Rust Producers and Production Companies, the Armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, First Assistant Director David Halls, Prop Master Sarah Zachary, and others in a horrible portrayal of the film playing fast and loose with safety and other regulations. Now, perhaps this would be a good carbon copy for Helena's husband and family to follow. It certainly seems convincing. I know that he's also suing, among other people. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking about whose responsibility it is, I mean, ultimately, yes, he should have checked. We know that, and by the way, the investigation continues. There's a premise that here you say both Halls, who was fired from a previous film over safety issues, and Gutierrez-Reed have lawyered up, as did Mitchell. The Armorer's lawyer has been floating a sabotage theory to the media to explain the tragedy that took place. The theory hangs on the premise that something was underhanded because mere hours before the event, several members of the team resigned from the $7 million Western, citing safety and financial reasons. Additionally, Halls admitted to PD not long after the event that he did not properly check the 1880s era prop before declaring it cold and handing it over to AB for rehearsal that went so horribly wrong. Why would you say cold then if you didn't check it? I think that there's enough blame to go around. I don't think AB's career is over because he has the right politics. He obsesses over the right people in media, but financially, this is going to probably be a big hit. And there's going to be a lot of people who are bankrupted by this, rightfully so, as none of it will bring back Helena. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.